champion already. So if you have an interview today or you got rejected lately, don't worry. Get up to face rejection. You're on the right track. Small steps every day leads to big results. So today we're going to discuss about 10 must-know Java programming interview questions. So when you head into a Java developer interview, get ready to roll up your sleeves and dive into coding. It's not just about answering questions or discussing concepts. The interviewers want to see your skills in action. You might be asked to write a short piece of code, showcase some cool Java 8 features, or even implement a design pattern. So you should be very aware of which latest Java version has released, and you have to know what all features it has, or at least a few of them. So you know that Java 17 is the latest version which is having long-term support, and it is having several features like sealed classes, pattern matching, for instance, of records, new switch operation, text blocks, and things like that. So just be aware of things like that. Even if you are not using it, just be aware of it. And the Java interview questions will definitely have the coding part, so you should be very aware of it. So let's go to the first interview question. So this is a check if two strings are anagrams. So when you see what is anagrams, it is just that the two strings are having the same characters but in a different order. So see, if you take an example of arc and car, ARC and CAR, both of it are having the same characters, ARC, and CER is having ACR. So when you get these two strings, if you wanted to check the strings or anagrams, what do? First is you need to check if both of it is having the same length. If it is not, then return false. Otherwise, you can sort it, you can convert it to a lowercase, convert it to characters, and then sort it, and then check arrays dot equals. If these two are equal, then say it is true, these are anagrams. So this is how you need to see how two strings can be checked as an anagrams. So the next one is find the square root of a number using functional interface and lambda. So for this you can use the functional interface. So double function is something that gives you you give an input as double and you get an output as double. So here you pass a num and method square root of the num is returned to as a double. So now you have sent square root dot apply. Apply is a method used to execute the function. So you give square root dot apply 16.0, you get math dot square root of num, that is 4. So the next one is singleton pattern implementation. So the singleton pattern implementation is something which is asked in every interviews. When you write a singleton pattern implementation, they ask you to make it thread safe, and they do ask you things like that. So it is very important for you to understand the code, and to we all know we have many tools which we right now use, like ChatGPT, which gives you a lot of code implementations. So most of us are not aware of the syntax right now, but when you go to an interview, it is very important for you to understand the syntax and write the at least the pseudocode. Otherwise it is hard. So most of the interview questions, they ask you to write the code in a tool which they give you, and where we can execute it, so we can see the results there itself. So you need to understand what are the arrays there, and you need to correct it to get the right output. So that's very important. You should definitely know how to write a small piece of code, utilize whatever Java version features you are using, implement a design pattern or a complete code snippet using missing elements. They give you a code and they say there are two methods missing in it. Can you add it so that this is implemented and this part of this program is enhanced? So that is a very common one. So expect scenarios where you will need to demonstrate your coding skills in real time as well. So here, what is singleton? Singleton pattern, which is something which allows you to have only one instance of class that exists at a time. So here this is a singleton class, and then you have a singleton private constructor, so that it prevents instantiation of more than one instance. And then you make the static volatile single instance. You make it volatile because this can be used in a multi-threading environment where the change is visible to all the threads. So this is the main part of the singleton implementation. This public class get instance where you check the instance equal to null. Then in a synchronized block, you just again check the instance equal to null and instance equal to new singleton class. So this makes sure that only one thread can initialize it, and there is only one instance created at a time. So here in the public void main singleton, you go to singleton.get instance. You can call this directly by the class name because you have given static volatile singleton instance here, and then you can go to the show message. You can just call that method. So this ensures that only one instance of class is created and the creation of thread safe for multi-threaded environment. So when you remove this synchronized part from here, it becomes a non-thread environment. So to make it a thread safe, you can add the synchronized and volatile keyword there. So the same thing, how can you implement using enum? This could be another question which could be asked. So enum singleton Java ensures that the enum instances are created only once. So when you create an enum singleton instance, this is created only once. So you don't have to add a lot of logic on the thread side. Synchronized block is not required. Volatile keyword is not required. You can just call the singleton.instance and then .show message. This instance would be a created only once. So that is Java ensures that. And then next question is print the elements from a list using streams. These are all very common and very simple questions. So they just ask you to write this, and if you are not able to write this, that definitely affects the first impression. So you should definitely know how to write the simplest of the simplest questions, because that is at least you should be confident that you can move forward with that. At least you have that in mind. Okay, I just answered this question, I have a confidence, I can move forward. So you should be very aware of these questions. This seems to be very simple, but when they write to ask you to write in a tool, and there doesn't show any compile time errors there, because it is not an IDE. So you should be very aware of the syntaxes there. When you give run, it definitely shows you some error. It should be some compile time error. The logic should be right, but you should know it, because if you are writing in an IDE, it pops up, the syntax gets pops up, so that doesn't happen in a tools. They might provide you to write inside it, so you should definitely know about this. So the string names arrays dot as list, Alice, Bob and Charlie is given. Now what you need to write, just print it. So names dot stream for each, then you can use a method reference and print it. Then fifth question is find the maximum and minimum in a list string. This is a mostly asked question. This usually used to be the first question they ask, because it gives you they get some idea. I used to take interviews, so I used to ask this question, the first one, because I get an idea. Okay, we get a first impression from this. I got to judge him. Okay, he does this. He have a basic understanding of this. He have a basic understanding of the streams. So this is usually asked. So here use optional and stream API. So here the numbers arrays dot list, numbers dot stream, max integer dot compare to is used as a comparator here. So it is a method reference to the compare to method of the integer class. So here numbers dot stream, max integer compare to, and then min is the same as that, min integer compared to. We use the stream min and max method. We moved this to an optional integer because this could be having a null value. So when max dot if you are not getting a proper response, or if the list is empty, max dot or else throw new runtime exception. You can throw this exception as such. The other one is similar, even numbers, using the find the even numbers. This is also very common question. So you go to the even streams dot filter n%2 equal to 0. Only even numbers gives n%2 equal to 0. So then collect that list and then print the even numbers. So you get all the even numbers from this. So you just need a list of even numbers, then the numbers dot stream dot filter and collect them to a list and the print the list. This is usually used when you say you have used Java 8. And, so Java 8 is usually using optional to handle the potential null saves. So if you think a string is null, or you expect, or the system, you want the system to expect some null values here, use the optional string. So optional dot of nullable name. So you here tell the system that the name can be null. So you always expect optional dot of nullable name. So if optional dot nullable name is giving you some value, and you can check if it is present and print it. If it is present, print it, or else in the result you can say optional dot name dot or else unknown. So if you give null value, it prints unknown, otherwise it gives the value. The eighth one is find the most frequent element in a list. So you have a list here, apple, banana, apple, orange, banana, apple. So the most frequently used one is apple. So you need to find the count of apple or whatever is there in the list. So here apple, banana, orange is there, apple 3, banana 2 and orange 1. So most frequently used is apple, and you need to print it. So for that, collect collectors.grouping by function.identity collectors.counting. So I get here the similar values and their count. So apple 3, orange 2 and banana 1. This is grouped here, and after that I convert that to a map, entry set.stream. So in my map I have these values apple 3, orange 2 and banana 1, and from that map I'm just taking the max.entry comparing by value. Then the values are compared, that is 3 to 1 are the values, and they are compared, and the most maximum of that, and I find the maximum of that. So 3 to 1, apple is having 3, so I found the key for that, dot get dot key gives you apple. So when you use this return the list of stream, and this value is returned, the most frequent string is returned here, and it is apple. And this one is the other one, which is very important. Sort a list of objects by multiple fields using a lambda expression. So you wanted to sort a list of people here. So we have Charlie, David, Eve, Alice, Bob, and they are having different ages. Then what we want is first sorted by age, then sorted by name. So you have a Pojo class with person name, age, constructor, and the getters and setters, and toString method. So now what you do is sorted, stream.sorted method is used, and then you give the comparator.comparing first with person's age and then comparing person's get name. So first with age, so 20, Bob and Charlie is selected, and then when they're compared with age, Bob comes first and then Charlie. Then we have Alice and Eve, both of them are 25, Alice comes first, then Eve, then David. So this is how they first sort on age and then on name. The 10th question, this is also very important question. This used to be asked in most of the questions, understanding the scenario in a different way. This happens they can be asked based on the departments or things like that. So here you have a list of person and their age. So what you have to do is you have to have the people and their age being separated, and the persons with age of 30 and their count has to be shown in it. So here group them by their age, count the number of persons in that age group, sort the age groups by the number of people in the descending order. So we have age groups 30, 3 are there, so get the count and then sort it based on the age groups. Okay. So now here people.stream.collect, collectors.grouping by person's age, collectors.counting. So this gives you a map where you have age of the people and their count, how many are there. So this map you get 25 to 21 and age 33. And then what you have to do is get this map sorted by age, entry set dot stream, sorted. Now entry 1, entry 2, long dot compare, entry 2 dot get value, entry 1 dot get value, and then for each entry system dot age, entry key, and count entry dot get value. So with this count in the descending order, we have age 30, 25 and 20, and count in the descending order 3 to 1. So that is how we have compared it. There could be different ways to do it. You can explore on that. So this is one way, converting it into a map first, and then from that map you can just print the values in the descending order. Okay, so that's all for today. These are the few interview questions which you used to be asked and asked to write the code as well. So get rejected, feel rejection, face rejection. That there emerges growth. So like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you want more videos on this, or some videos on Java 8 releases, or Java 17 release, or the newest releases, or things like that. So keep learning and keep trying. Thank you.